we call a global killer, the end of mankind.
Half the world will be incinerated by the heat blast, and the rest will freeze to death in nuclear winter.
Basically the worst parts of the Bible.
Space, the final frontier. These are the observations of NASA, its continuing mission to watch the skies for celestial bodies, to seek out asteroids, comets, and near-Earth objects, to boldly find those threatening to obliterate all life on the planet Earth. The date is June 19th, 2004. While the rest of the world is concerned over news headlines of continued military escalations across the globe, astronomers Fabrizio Bernardi, Roy A. Tucker, and David J. Tholen have concerns of something far more deadly. This was the day they discovered Apophis, the Egyptian god of chaos and unmaking. Not the actual god, but an asteroid that inherited his name. Originally designated 2004 MN4 at the time of its discovery, this would quickly change once a disturbing truth was learned about this object. Its orbit not only brings it close to the Earth often, but, like an interplanetary game of Frogger, Apophis completes its orbit around the Sun in just 324 days, its orbit actually crossing near the Earth's twice each time. This would mean that a possible collision with the Earth is a major point of concern. Ever since its discovery, NASA has been tracking and constantly re-evaluating its threat level to the Earth.
December of '04, one of the new discoveries was an asteroid that later became known as Apophis.
It's an object about 270 meters long that's going to make an extremely close approach to the Earth on April 13th. Friday the 13th, 2029.
When first discovered, NASA estimates put a chance of collision with the Earth at 1 in 300 on April 13, 2029. Initial observations would lower these odds to 1 in 37. This caused Apophis to be the first NEO, or near-Earth object, to reach Level 4 designation on the Torino scale. As time moved forward, scientists around the globe, including those at NASA, are keeping a close eye on Apophis, watching for a key event.
There is a possibility that after it goes by the Earth, it may pass through a small doorway, or keyhole, I call it, and be deflected by the Earth's gravity into an orbit that would be about 7/6 of a year.
The Earth would go around the Sun 7 times, the asteroid would go around the Sun 6 times, and they would meet up at the same place at the same time on April 13th, 2036.
This asteroid is the size of a large building, so what would happen should the odds go against us and Apophis actually does strike the Earth? Let's hear from some of the experts.
And on the second pass, it might actually be a nation buster. It'll take out Germany. It'll take out France, England.
Not England.
Or the entire northeast of the United States.
Careful.
It'll hit with the force of 100,000 Hiroshima bombs.
Really? If it hits?
If it hits, right. It's a catastrophe beyond human comprehension.
It's a 600-mile zone. We call it the keyhole. If the asteroid goes through the middle of that keyhole, it will hit the Earth 13 years later. 500 kilometers due west of Santa Monica.
So it doesn't matter where it goes through that keyhole.
Now, that's if it goes through the center. If it goes through other places within that keyhole, then the contact point shifts further into the Pacific or closer towards
Las
North
Vegas or
America.
something, yeah.
Yes. okay? But if it goes through the center, it hits the Pacific Ocean, plunges down into the Pacific to a depth of 3 miles, at which point it explodes, cavitating the Pacific in a hole that's 3 miles wide, 3 miles deep. That will send a tsunami wave outward from that location. That's 50 feet high, 5 stories. Oceans don't like having holes in them. So, this 3 mile high wall does what? You say that so timidly, sir. Collapses. It's a 3 mile high wall of water. Thank you. Falls back into the hole, sloshing against itself with such ferocity that it rises high into the atmosphere and falls back down to the ocean, cavitating the ocean again.
So, there we have it. If the asteroid strikes the lands, we get a nuclear blast, or at least its equivalent. If it strikes the water, we get tidal waves, lots of them. Although this won't be a true extinction level event, it will take many lives and cause much property damage. Now, for all the prophecy of doom and gloom, there is some good news. As stated previously, Apophis is under careful watch. The most recent observations have caused the estimated odds of collision in 2029 to be negligible, but an impact in 2036 is still 1 in 45,000. What makes this scary is that the odds of winning the lottery are 1 in 292 million, so the odds of a collision are better than those of winning big. Based upon recent calculations, Apophis is going to pass the Earth at a distance of only 22,000 miles during its April 2029 approach, which is about 1/10 of the distance to the Moon and about 10 times as far from the Earth as the International Space Station. So, even with a near-zero probability of impact in 2029, diligent stargazers with the proper tools can view this would-be killer and god of uncreation on that fateful day. Then, enjoy a day of walking the dog and barbecue.